Country roads, take me home. Let's go on another road adventure.
Hello once again. This is John from at the Hometown Historian channel. We're doing a nice little winter drive here on December, I believe, 16th. We are just made a turn off of Route 22 across from Jonestown. Sorry, Jay, I can't think of what the name of the road is, but it's straight across north of 22 that comes across from I'll find the name and let you know then as we get further. But this is, I'm actually doing a I did the Salem Union Salem Evangelical Congregational Church with Dale. We're going to be doing another video where we're going to be checking out these three cemeteries that were talked about. We've been to the Bethel Moravian already. That's the oldest of the cemeteries as far as I know, because that's French and Indian War era. They actually have one of the things that caused Fort Swatara is they had a massacre. A Native American war party came through Swatara Gap and attacked 4 farmers in their fields, and they were all killed on the same day. And those 4 guys are actually buried in that cemetery. Where their stones are exactly, who knows, because it is one of those things that so there they have Maori Road, and the road we're on is North Lancaster Street. So there you go, we turned right on North Lancaster Street. But anyways, these 4 guys are buried there. There's then the other cemetery, which was the Frank Cemetery. It's no longer called the Frank Cemetery. It's referred to now as the Grumbine Family Plot Cemetery. There are only 7 stones that are there yet. 3 are legible, the other ones you can't tell. But it was believed that it was originally a Moravian plot, which means there are a lot more burials there, because as we've talked about with the Moravians before, they had all their stones flat because they felt everybody was the same in death. So everybody had the same type of stone that was all laid flat. And as we know, anytime you have a stone that's laying flat, it wears at a much greater amount than say regular stone that's standing up, as much as that'll wear over a 200 to 300 year period. You know, a flat stone, not only is it going to degrade because the ground sort of comes up and over, that's an old house, but it will also you're getting hit directly by the rain and whatever else. The snow is laying on top of it, and a lot of times it is, the stones just literally get covered by the ground. So I found that cemetery, and then we'll also go through the Union Salem Evangelical Congregational Cemetery as well. Let me just pause this for a second. Alright, and we continue. I have this little thing. I got the phone's battery is sort of low, and I didn't charge it this morning, and because of that, unfortunately, the battery's low. So we are actually going to make a right coming up here on, I believe it's Stoner Road, That's the road that the church is on, the Union Salem, because we're going to go out the other way so we can get down the road where this Grumbine family plot, or the Frank Cemetery, is. So you guys are sort of going all out on my query drive just to see, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to take that road back through, take it where it takes us, and maybe connect up with a couple other roads and make a country roads take me home video out of that. I am hoping as well, I haven't gotten out to do any of the Christmas light videos. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get out and at least get a couple over this next couple weeks. It's just, I have been haven't been feeling the greatest, and I'm just sort of beat right now, so I'm trying to be careful, which I know that's all you guys tell me that, but that's the reasoning. And there's Union Salem that we visited yesterday. This is sort of a cool road that goes back through here on the south side of Lickdale Road, which is the main road that goes in between Lickdale, and there's quite a cool barn, Lickdale and Fredericksburg. There's a dead animal. There's a bridge. There's a tree. There's a small pond. Intriguing. Nice creek there too. Hey, you go through these things, like, yeah, especially in the country areas, it's like that, and you think, what all is the history back through here? It's really intriguing. And cool, I'll note this as well, this Stoner Road here. Dale was telling me this was the original Lickdale Road, if you will, the one that went from Lickdale out to Fredericksburg. So it's pretty neat that that's actually the road that was, and then they made the more direct route, Lickdale Road, at a later time. But so the little Union Salem Church originally was on the main road down through, and then you can look over here, you can see the clouds on the mountain. I'm hoping I can see them. I don't know if you guys can, but up here maybe you can. I don't got anybody coming behind me, but just see how pretty that is. And out there somewhere is our target location. Sorry about the hand there, but that's where the Grumbine plot's going to be. Not necessarily out that way, but more out that way. This road sort of weaves about. This is the last little bit of rain. Yesterday was nothing but ice and sleet and freezing rain pretty much all day. It was sort of brutal. So today I was able to quick run over to the post office, and I was like, I'm going to make a quick query drive to just see what I can see if I can see the cemetery from the road. Because I know the gentleman, if he still lives there, the gentleman that lives right next to where this is on the farmland, and I'm sure I can get permission to just quick go up there and check it out. Also, you run into when they actually took the pictures to what it looks like now. Can be two different things as well, because sometimes when some of these find a grave pages for the different cemetery lots, they have taken the pictures 15 years before, and by the time you get out there, it's no longer like that. Because I found a couple cemeteries that I was going to go to, there's literally nothing there to view anymore because they've just been destroyed. This is Lickdale Road then. And then we're going to be making a right up here shortly that goes onto the road that we want to take. Over here on the left, which I don't think they have it anymore, but it used to be like a Christmas tree farm, and it isn't anymore. But that over there, we used to get our Christmas trees from. If we get a live one, you can cut down your own tree. This is Werner Road, and up there you see by that lone tree, that is the Grumbine plot. So yeah, that's doable. I believe that's the lot. It looks like there's something like stones standing up there. Yeah, there are. You can see the cemetery plot up there, but that's the Frank Cemetery. Like around 1840s. Actually, sorry, 1820s is where the first burial that is listed on there, I believe, is 1820, and that's Christian Frank, because he was like 17 something 60s, I think. 1763 comes to mind, to 1820, and his wife Susanna, I think she lived to 1843. I'll have to look at it again, and if I need to make any corrections, I will. But Dale and I are going to go and hit all three of those cemeteries and put them together and we're going to hit the Bethel Moravian Cemetery. We're going to actually hit, there's 4 cemeteries in one, basically, there, and we're going to go through those and talk about the different churches. 3 of them are no longer existing. Trinity United Methodist replaced 2 of them, I believe, because they combined the old EUB church combined into the United Methodist Church, and the EUB was the Evangelical United Brethren, and they joined into the United Methodist, I think in the 60s or early 70s. And they had one out in Greenpoint, there was one in Lickdale, and then there was one where the Bethel Moravian Church is today. I believe that's my friends, their old farm. But anyways, they wound up combining the 3 in like 72 or 73 and formed a church called Trinity United Methodist. I actually did some youth work there, ran a ministry there for kids, and pastor was awesome guy, and then one of the deacons also served on the board for the ministry we had called Champions for Christ. It's a really cool little ministry. We did kids and teen ministries, and a lot of fond memories from that. But I'm gonna quick pause here. Alright, we are back. I wanted to quick take a picture of that barn because of how pretty it was. Bethel Moravian Cemetery, you can see up there, there's a flag. That is the Bethel Moravian Cemetery up there, and it goes back behind this house here. We're actually going to make a right here. That is not road. Look, I thought it was just a parking lot. We're going to go back through here. Put this here for a second. Put my window up, but it's not so loud. I might actually take you back through into Monroe Valley. We have gone back there before, but I haven't taken you back to, there's a camp back there. I don't know why it's not coming to mind what the name of it is, but the guy was a logger, and he actually ran a logging operation back in that area. So they ran railroad off of the Lebanon and Tremont. They ran a offshoot that went back into Monroe Valley specifically for that reason. And they actually had, I think, late 1700s, they had an iron furnace back there as well. And a lot of these areas, if you really are able to do your historical research and able to delve, you'll find, whether you'll find anything remaining of that iron furnace, they had them everywhere. I mean, they were literally everywhere. It was just a matter of how big they were. And then eventually they wound up getting shut down by the large furnaces, a lot of times that were owned by the big owners like the Colemans or the Grubbs, and they just couldn't offer the iron at the prices that the other ones could. It just was you know, it was an unfortunate fact with the business then. But yeah, so they had, and that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go on the back end of, be the eastern end of the Monroe Valley. We're gonna go back there. I have a friend that lives back at this camp. It's just a place where they have a lot of homes all together, and then it has this name. My brain's not functioning today for some reason, but oh well. A lot of pretty houses back here. I keep on thinking like Camp Strause, but it's not that. It's and I should know it because this is my home area, but really pretty area. I've never taken you guys back here yet, which I don't know why on a country roads take me home, just because of how pretty it is. Like I said, a lot of pretty homes. This is sort of your backwoods area in this beautiful Monroe Valley, named after James Monroe. Hoping tomorrow I'm going to have out a video on I think it's CF Martin Guitar Company. Cheryl and Chris of Sun Plus One were kind enough to go there and take pictures, and I'll get some more pictures for it and then talk about the history of that awesome company. Really, for people that are acoustic guitar fans, you know, it's Martin Guitar Company is very well known. I think they've been around since like 1830. So happy to get out today because yesterday was a shut-in day. Just because of the weather, all the roads were really, really icy, and they preferred if you didn't have to go out, please don't. Be safe, and Chuck prefers that. He would prefer not to be in an accidente. I like to think that Chuck takes care of me, I take care of Chuck, but he's been putting up signs on the back of his his rear ends. You know, this is cool. The Senator Clarence F. Manbeck Bridge. Camp Strause. I don't know why I could not think of that. I'm an idiot, but he's been putting these signs on his back end saying, "Help me." You know, I'm being kidnapped or something like that, and it's sort of like, why, Chuck? Why? I've received no response from Chuck, but we are in the Monroe Valley now. It's just such a pretty, like I said before, it's such a pretty valley. So we'll go up to Camp Strause and we'll wind out ending our video there. But a lot of history in this valley, and like I said, somewhere in this valley there was an iron furnace. I have not been able to discover where yet, and most likely pretty much nothing exists of that. And I think it was, like, we've been to the Man of the Gap iron furnace that was owned by the Grubbs, and that's in really poor condition. I think they're called the Catalan furnaces. They were based off of a Spanish design iron furnace, and I don't think it was quite that big. Like I said, it was one of these smaller operations. So this is Camp Strause here. This is really cool because there's all these unique little homes, a unique village town back here, and just really, really pretty. But yeah, it goes, I think it comes up to an end up here on game land, state game land, and that's it. And then we'll stop the video there. But yeah, it's fun going on these little adventures, and like I said, I hadn't taken you guys back here yet, and how pretty it is. I was thinking about that for a while, and I was like, you know, I ought to just take you guys back here. So I am not going to go back any further, but I want to say thank you as always for coming along, and as always, we'll see you all about town.